Dr. Drucker, it is so amazing to finally have you here on the Fully Loaded Women's Organization live chat. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
It is such an honor to be blessed with such an amazing doctor with such a great wisdom about all the immune system and different diseases. So just tell us a little bit about you, sir.
Well, I guess the best way would be to tell a little story. When I was 18, I decided to switch from chemistry to biology because I realized I just didn't want to be a glorified plumber. So I got into biology and I thought, well, what am I going to do? Well, I might as well find the cures and prevention for diseases. Yes. Seemed like a good idea for me, at 18.
Right.
So I figured, well, how can I do that? I'll have to go into medical research. Well, okay, how would I do that? Well, I'll get into a medical technology program, the last year of which I'll work in a hospital laboratory, and I'll learn all the basic science. I'll learn the microscopy, the chemistry, the biochemistry, the hematology, all of it, you see. And sure enough, that's what happened. Because when you become a medical technologist, that you have to know all the basic science work of how to do the diagnosis and whatnot, and learn the techniques of research. So yes. I did that, and then 2 weeks in, I went to the lab director and I said to him, I would like to do medical research. Well, 2 weeks later, he hands me a cancer research project. I'm 19 years old. I'm doing cancer research. Can you imagine?
That is so amazing.
That was amazing. But there's something about intention. When you really want to do something, and you don't think about the negatives, and you just proceed in a forthright manner, things happen.
That's right.
So anyway, I'm doing cancer research, and I'm learning medical diagnostics. And one day, I get a request for a test called the Bench-Jones protein test. I knew if that test was positive, that the patient would have a severe form of blood cancer called multiple myeloma. So I went up to the floor, and who's the patient? Well, a lovely woman. Now I'm 19. She's maybe about 35. Good-looking husband, jacket and tie, sitting on the bed opposite her, and two cute little kids, a boy and a girl. I'm thinking, oh, this perfect little family. I hope the test is negative. So I go back to the lab, and I run it, and the test is positive. So right next to the laboratory is the pathologist's office. Now, you may know the pathologist is considered the doctor's doctor. If you don't know, the pathologist is supposed to be able to figure it out, right? So I go next door because I'm concerned. I knock on the door, come on in. I say, Dr. So-and-so, that woman, blah, blah, blah. She's got this positive test and that she has multiple myeloma. What's going to happen to her? They say she'll be dead in 2 years. And I got out of here. I'm busy. Can you imagine? What a terrible attitude. So I got so angry, it got me so upset that these people were not even interested in trying to find alternatives to help these people, that I actually decided at that moment, if you so-and-sos aren't going to try to find the cures, well, then I have to. And for 52 years, that's what I've been doing.
That is amazing. 42 years of experience in so many health areas.
Thank God, but
yes, well, we definitely are blessed to have you. One of the ladies sent me a question in, and it's awesome that you mentioned cancer because she survived breast cancer, and she was asking, should she take collagen? And because sometimes they discourage breast cancer survivors to take collagen, and if not, how to substitute it.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't know anything of your medical history other than you're a breast cancer survivor. And I'm glad you are. Can I know, did she do the traditional route? Did she do alternatives? She did the combination? What did she
did she did. I mean, she got a vasectomy, I believe, both vasectomy done, and she did the cancer treatment and all of that.
Okay. So let me do a couple of things. First of all, you don't want to miss the forest for the trees. I understand the question, and I will do my best to answer it, but you want to see the big picture. I want her to go to two websites. One is healtherootcause.com, healtherootcause.com, and after that, she can go to lifesavingformulas.com, but in that order. Because I want her to get the idea that she can further enhance her immune function and hopefully prevent a serious illness from coming back, whether it's bacterial, viral, fungal, parasitic, cancer, you name it, right? Because the immune system is what, see, if her immune system had been working optimally, she never would have got cancer in the first place. Now, I'm not blaming it, I'm just saying, you know.
Right, yes.
But more specifically, to answer the question, so the human body normally makes collagen. About 50% of the protein of the human body is collagen. And it makes it from vitamin C and 2 amino acids called proline and lysine. Now, I know a lot of these health food stores and even pharmacies and whatnot are promoting collagen. It's become a big thing. You know, you can make your own collagen. Most people do not take nearly enough vitamin C, but most people do have enough protein. If you're not taking enough protein, you can get a good whey protein or something like that. Hopefully organic without the sugar added and all the nonsense. And vitamin C, take 4 grams of vitamin C every day. That's really not a very high dose, 4 grams. And you should get better collagen production. If you're going to buy collagen, I would strongly suggest that it must be organic. Because unfortunately, the way these manufacturers get collagen today, they're going to take basically the waste products of these butchering plants, and they're going to be using poor quality commercial meat, which is raised with antibiotics and hormones and GMO corn and in unsanitary crowded conditions. In fact, you really wouldn't even want to. You wouldn't even want to go near an animal like that, probably, because it's really so inhumane, and it's just and it's not healthy. So if you're going to get collagen, make sure it's organic. If not, just make more of your own, or do both. Take more vitamin C.
So she said, what about grass-fed collagen?
Okay, but is it just grass finished, or is it really organic? It has to say organic. Now, obviously, organic is going to be grass-fed. But if it just says, because they could have the GMO-fed animal cooped up in unsanitary conditions, and then the last week or two they could send them out on the grass and say grass-fed. You see,
that's right.
That's still not a really healthy animal.
That's right. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about our immune system, because I know this is one of the ways you work with me. I know, and I am one of your testimonies, definitely.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much. It's always nice to hear those kind words. Well, what happened was, after I finally left hospital work, because see the modern medical system, and when I go say it goes back 60, 70, 80 years, it's not designed to cure people. It's now, don't get me wrong, if you have a medical emergency, you have a heart attack, terrible accident, broken bones, you're bleeding to death, you're in severe pain, go to the ER, they might save your life, right? But then get out of there as quick as possible, because hospitals are very dangerous places, and drugs are not really curative. They're okay in an emergency or on a temporary basis, but you want to find the real cause of your problem and correct the cause. And who's the best doctor in the world? It's your immune system. If we didn't have a phenomenal immune system, I call it the amazing immune system. If we didn't have this amazing immune system, we'd have been extinct thousands of years ago. You see? Every bacteria, every virus, every fungi, every parasite, every abnormal condition you can imagine. And we're still here, only because of it. So the whole key is, whether you're healthy or not, get your immune system in good shape and keep it in good shape. And that's what my websites are all about. There's another website I have, which people will find fascinating. It's a DrRonPDrucker.com, Dr. Ron P. Drucker.com. And by the way, anyone can call me if they have any health-related questions,
I know. This is the awesome thing about it. It's like, we are so blessed to have you, because we definitely can even call you and tell you about our personal stuff, and you help us. Yeah. You're amazing.
So, I'll give out my phone number. It's my personal cell phone, 954.
Hang on. Because 954, because I'm typing while you're telling me that.
Great, sure. 954-547. 0487.
Ladies, So feel very special. This Dr. Drucker is giving ya his personal cell phone number for ya to give him a call. This ya can be helped, our immune system to be stronger. Ya can be helped in a personal level. He truly created for me a combination of different formulas, different supplements, different diets that he suggested. And he put me a combination just since January. And we are here in June. And I mean, autoimmune disease like Hashimoto is reversing. Thyroid level, which the doctors told me for 12 years, my thyroid is absolutely not functioning, and I'm taking daily medicine. The thyroid started waking up and functioning, so they had to pull me down after 12 years from thyroid medicine. So it's just phenomenal. And Dr. Drucker, you don't give me no medicine. You just suggested supplements. You told me to look up my blood type and kind of follow the diet according to the blood type, and my body reacts to it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, actually, thank you for saying that. But what actually happened was the immune modulators, which I talk about on my websites, that's what really turned off the autoimmune attack, so that your own immune system was no longer attacking your thyroid gland and or your thyroid hormones, inactivating them. See, you can go to a medical doctor if you have hypothyroidism, and they'll give you Synthroid or whatever they give you. There's 3 or 4 different medications they may choose from. And yes, you can measure it in the blood, but what they're failing to tell you is that if your own immune system is making antibodies, or actually auto antibodies, to either the thyroid or to the hormones the thyroid makes, it's also going to inactivate even the synthetic drugs that they give you using, or even natural drugs, even bioidentical, because it's still going to inactivate it because of the antigen-antibody complex it's going to make. So what you want to do is heal the immune system, turn off the autoimmune attack, and then you're not going to have autoimmune thyroid disease anymore. It's gone.
That is phenomenal. And this is science. So you was mentioned to me before, science versus medicine. Medicine is really just treating the symptom, but really not dealing with the root cause. And what you are talking about, we're dealing with the root cause.
Yes, well, most of the time. Unfortunately, from a historical standpoint, about 125 years ago, the Rockefellers, they decided to send emissaries with basically with $1 million. They called it a grant. It was really a bribe. And the 10 top medical schools at that time in America, which were not making a lot of money because there wasn't any insurance and there just wasn't a lot of money in medicine. But boy, $1 million back then without any, just a gift was a lot of money 125 years ago. So 10 out of 10 colleges succumbed to their demands, which basically were get rid of anything natural, anything holistic, anything traditional, and go strictly to drugs and surgery, and eventually, shortly thereafter, to radiation. And that's what medicine did. They basically bought them out for $10 million. Can you imagine the trillions of dollars they've made on that investment in all those years?
And how many people got killed through it just by experience?
Well, that's right. Well, instead of getting cured, because there's a wonderful expression: only nature cures. Only nature heals. Actually, was what you remember the name Nightingale, Florence Nightingale from World War I. She was the most famous nurse. Well, when I was writing my book, The Code of Life, which I recommend to anyone, it's called The Code of Life, and we'll give a reference to it later. I did a lot of research, and I read Florence Nightingale's works because she was, she did such phenomenal work with the soldiers back in World War I. And basically, she says only nature heals, and she's right. No, drugs do not heal. Now, don't get me wrong; a drug can be helpful. Let's say you had pneumonia. Okay, and it's caused by Pneumococcus pneumoniae organism. Let's just assume. So let's say the doctor gets lucky and happens to give you the right antibiotic. Now, a lot of these antibiotics they could be the wrong one, but let's say they get it right. Well, the antibiotic can kill 99% of the pneumonia germs, but what about the 1% that is resistant or has mutated? Because they have these super bugs, they call them now, MRSA and others, And the antibiotics don't work anymore because they've overused them and abused them for about 80 years now. You know that in America, we feed more antibiotics to animals than we do to human beings.
Oh, wow.
And when you're eating the chicken or the pork or the beef or whatever it is that they've put these antibiotics into, even fish, even farmed fish, they're feeding me antibiotics. Can you imagine? And GMO corn, which you don't want.
Right. And so basically, when I'm eating it, I am taking the antibiotic in my body.
You're getting antibiotics, you're getting synthetic hormones, you're getting GMOs, which is a disaster. You're getting pesticide residues. It's horrible. So anyway, the point is that the point I think I was trying to make was that basically it's your immune system that's going to heal you. I do suggest as much as possible to get organic food. I do suggest that, you eat a healthy diet. Obviously you want to follow basic general guidelines for health, but there's nothing like the immune modulators. They literally heal your immune system. If your immune system's not working right, I'm sorry, you're not gonna do well.
Right. There is a lady, she just asked, what helps to improve the immune system?
Well, if you go to the website, lifesavingformulas.com.
Yes, I put that out.
You'll see the best there are. Now, I would prefer that you go to healtherootcause.com first, and you'll see 1,000 testimonials. You'll see world-famous doctors supporting what I'm saying. There's research articles. There's, I think, a link to my book. You can download my book for free, or if someone wants a copy of my book, they can call me 954-547-0487. I can mail you out a copy of my book. And get a little bit educated, or just call me if you have a particular question. I'm happy to.
Right. Yes. So I put out all those websites that you was telling us about, including your phone number. That's where the ladies or whoever is watching, also the gentlemen, if they are watching, they can go on it and get the information and get in contact with you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have to say, as miraculous as the immune modulators are, it's called Digesticure, Autoimmune X.
Yes.
And there's another version of it called AC Mannin, which is even more specific for bacteria, viruses, etc. There's a couple of different versions. But, sometimes you need a little fine tuning.
That's right.
A certain percentage of people, they may have to go a little slower. Maybe they're not digesting their food. Maybe they're constipated, whatever it might be. And I can advise on how to get the best results as fast as possible.
Yeah, and that's what you have been doing with me. I started on this Autoimmune X in January, and then you fine-tuned it, like, okay, let's back up a little bit, or let's move forward, take care of the digestive system. And that's what I think the majority of the diseases and sickness coming, it's our gut. Am I correct?
Well, there's no question that there's an expression, disease starts in the gut. 80% of our immune system surrounds the gut. For example, leaky gut syndrome, which is very common today because of the overuse of antibiotics, GMO foods, toxins, etc., a lot of stress, things of this nature. What happens is that material from the small intestine leaks into the bloodstream and or the lymphatic system. And now you have an antigen-antibody reaction. You have an immune system response. You get histamines, cytokines, inflammation. And you may get cross-reactivity, and that can even create either allergies or an autoimmune condition. So anyway, this is basically what we're doing. I'm showing people how to heal their gut and then heal the immune system. Basically, that's basically what I'm doing.
So you're basically telling us that through our gut health and we taking care of it and changing our diet, it is possible to reverse lupus and Hashimoto's and different autoimmune diseases.
Yes, I don't want the public to think that diet alone is going to heal them. There might be a rare case here or there, maybe because their diet is so bad, and when they just change it to something decent, they might get better. But in the vast majority of cases, you really have to heal the immune system, and that's where the immune modulators come in. Because you see, the immune modulators are over 1,000 different biological chemicals. They're all natural, they're all organic, they're all completely safe, but you can't get them in the food supply anymore. You see? Because of what's happened to the soil, because of the green harvesting, because of the pesticides, the herbicides. It's a shame what they've done to our food supply. So these essential nutrients are simply not there anymore. So what people who are interested in this did over 35 years ago, they took a look around and they found a source, an organic source of these immune modulating components, and we've been perfecting them for over 30 years.
There is a lady who is asking, do you have a suggestion, a brand of protein?
Well, again, let me say this. There's a test I run in my office. I call it my 30 systems test. It tests you for example, amino acids and protein. Do you know I have not found a single person, even vegans, who do not have enough protein? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible not to have enough protein. It is possible. But it's really, if this, whoever it is, if she would just call me, maybe it's something else, or maybe it's not. And if it is, I'm sure we can find an organic, healthy source of protein. But it depends. You ever hear the expression, one man's food is another man's poison?
Yes.
And so what's good let me give you an example. If you're a type B blood type, typically you should stay away from pork and chicken. If you're a type A blood type, you should stay away from pork, chicken, red meat, lamb, goat, you name it. Now they can
That's me.
Now they can have organic eggs or maybe organic tofu or rice and beans, but you see, it depends. So that's why I need to customize it to the individual. If you see what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely. And so, ladies, if you want something customized, you contact Dr. Drucker yourself. Contact him, giving you personal information, and then he can customize, tell you what to do. But also, Dr. Drucker, in October, you will be at our Thrive conference. And
yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we are looking forward to have you and just learn so much more about you. But on Friday, which is October the 8th, we will have a special VIP event just with you. And those who purchase the VIP ticket, they will be able to use the machine that you were just talking about, correct?
Yes. I'm going to bring that. I'm going to bring my 30 systems tester with me. It tests you for over 300 points related to your health. For example, every vitamin, every mineral, toxic metals like lead, mercury, aluminum, cadmium, arsenic, etc. It'll test you for pesticide residues. It'll test the function of every organ in your body, your liver, your kidneys, your bones, your heart, your lungs, your brain, your immune system. It's absolutely phenomenal. And if anyone who does want to run that test, we'll find out more about you than anybody ever knew about you.
And then you can find about yourself and can get help. Absolutely. So ladies, if you want, in the next 2-3 weeks, we will have the tickets available. And then if you want to do the VIP ticket, Dr. Drucker will be able to do the test, the 30 system test on you. And definitely, that is awesome. We have a lady asking, she was saying, I am having effects from surgical procedures since December that I thought was the result from anesthesia, but not sure. My hair falls out daily, skin literally dry and peeling with little red tracks of blood rising up on my arms. I drink 100 ounces of water daily, take vitamins, B, C, D supplements. I hate losing my hair, skin problems. I am embarrassed. And I am anemic, so I do take iron too. I am healing from a fall, from a fractured hip, very slow.
Oh boy. Well, that's a great question. Many people are losing hair, thinning hair. But you see, here's the thing. There's a concept called differential diagnosis. So she's presenting with these symptoms. okay, she had the trauma of the surgery, the anesthesia, whatnot. But do we know whether this is what's called alopecia, which is autoimmune hair loss? Is it because her thyroid is dysfunctional and she's starting to lose her hair because of that reason? Is it because she's not absorbing her nutrients, malnutrition? Is it a hormonal problem? I cannot tell you without having a conversation with the person, because see, you can always look at a symptom and you can suppress the symptom even in many cases. But the key is to find out what's causing the symptom in that particular individual's case, and then you can resolve their problem. You see, it's called differential diagnosis. I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody had pain in their leg. Well, there's many different causes of leg pain. Is it sciatica because you have a pinched nerve from your low back? Is your sacroiliac joint out of place? Do you have a spinal tumor? Are you a smoker and you have such poor circulation that when you walk for 100 yards, you get pain in your legs? It's called intermittent claudication. Do you have a blood clot? You see, there's so many different causes of leg pain. And unless you get a chance to talk to the person and maybe do some tests, how do you really know?
That's right. Absolutely. So, Ms. Jeannie, you feel free to reach out to Dr. Drucker. We put his website and phone number up here, so feel free to reach out. Also, there's a lady, Miss Tracy, she was asking, is the 30 system test a biofeedback device?
No, it's actually based on a principle called resonance frequency. You just hold a probe in your hand, a little electrode in your hand. You don't even feel it. There's nothing invasive whatsoever. And the computer will send electrical frequencies through the probe into your body, and it will measure your body's response. So to explain a little further, most people probably know that an opera singer, for example, can shatter a wine glass with her voice. And the reason is because her voice has hit the resonance frequency of the wine glass and it shatters. But think about it. Everything in the world has a resonance frequency, whether it's a vitamin, a mineral, DNA, everything. So because the computer program has been refined over so many decades, they've now made it extremely accurate and very precise. And we get over 300 data points about your health. It's remarkable. But it works on the principle of resonance frequency.
Okay, that's awesome. Is this, she asked also, is this like a iTovi or Zyto? I hope I sound.
I'm not familiar with those names or those devices. I will say this, I've seen many, there are many types. There are biofeedback devices. I think this is far superior. There are what I call electrodermal screening. Maybe that's what she's referring to. But like I say, this is based on resonance frequency, and I'm not familiar with the TOVI or the Zyto.
Okay, that's no problem. So Dr. Drucker, your passion is really just to help people to live again and enjoy life. Because, I mean, you're just incredible. You just want to help. And that's what Fully Loaded is all about. And I'm just so excited there is somebody out there in the medical field who is passionate about truly helping us to live again.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. You know, that's why I told that story about that woman that they had just given up on.
Yes.
And, you know, after 5 years of hospital work, including medical diagnostics and research, I saw so many, at least in my opinion, so much unnecessary suffering and death. In my opinion, basically due to either neglect or simply the wrong treatments, sometimes the wrong diagnosis, dangerous drugs that really, in the end, were doing more harm than good, sometimes unnecessary surgeries. The system is not designed for the benefit of the patient. It's designed for the hospital, the doctors, the staff, the big pharma to continue to make their profits, for the insurance companies. It's not. You're so low on the totem pole as far as the priority goes, it's just pitiful. I actually got psychosomatic gastric ulcers working in hospitals. I was so frustrated with the way these patients were so grossly mistreated so often. The unnecessary pain, suffering, and death. It was just horrible.
Yes.
So, and let me tell you, the system has not changed much. Now, some of the procedures have gotten a bit better. You know, some of the surgical procedures have improved. A few of the medications are a bit better.
Right.
In general, the basic principle is that they treat symptoms. They don't get to the root cause of the problem. They don't have a clue what to do for your immune system. Look at the food we get in the hospital. It's a disaster. It's horrible. In fact,
Yes.
I myself have spent 5 days once in a hospital. Do you know what I did? I wouldn't eat any of their food. I just drank spring water. I had someone bring me some mineral water, and I drank that. So I fasted for 5 days. I think I got better quicker that way.
Because your body started to.
I wouldn't take their drugs. I wouldn't take their food, and I refused their x-rays because x-rays are dangerous. Now, don't get me wrong. In a medical emergency, an x-ray could help to save your life. I'm not opposed to emergency medicine. It can be very effective.
That's right.
But
Yes,
I didn't have I wasn't there really for a medical emergency. I was there, I wanted to get checked out, basically, for something. And it turns out that I'm on my own. I'm not even using they helped me with the diagnosis, but now I'm doing it. Now I'm resolving it on my own.
Yes, because you have the wisdom. You have the wisdom behind it.
Yeah, but you know, I just wanted more information.
Yes. So you definitely can help each and one of us to help with the immune system. What about inflammation? All of us have, because of stress, inflammation. How can we reduce the inflammation?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, because we do have, in general, more inflammation today than we have in the past. I'll give you an example. Periodontal disease, that's inflammation of the gums. If you have that, you have a 2.5 to 3 times more likely of getting a myocardial infarct, a heart attack. Inflammation comes from the immune system. You see, in the short run, in an emergency, in a traumatic situation, or in an infection, an acute infection, you actually want inflammation, because that initiates the immune response, you see. But you don't want it to last. Once the immune system has destroyed the bacteria, the virus, the fungi, the parasite, the cancer cell, whatever the case may be, then you want that inflammation to go down back to just a surveillance level, a very low level, you see. But when we have chronic inflammation, like all the itises, arthritis, tendonitis, gastritis, hepatitis, all these itises, that's inflammation. You don't want chronic inflammation. It's a disaster. In fact, inflammation itself causes disease.
So if somebody already dealing with this chronic inflammation, is it possible to reverse it, or is it possible to eliminate it?
Oh, absolutely. You see, again, it comes from an overactive, overstimulated, or misfiring immune system. Once we heal the immune system, the chronic inflammation goes away.
Okay. That's good. So what about those, because we have ladies in our group who are actively diagnosed with stage 3, stage 4 cancer. Of course, we believers, and we believing in prayer and all the good stuff. But what can they do if they are diagnosed with stage 3 cancer?
So first of all, I have to tell you, I don't treat cancer. I really don't feel that I treat any disease per se. What I do, I'm really sort of an educational resource. In other words, because of my background in medical research, medical technology, diagnostics, my 52 years of experience in healthcare, including all kinds of research and whatnot, I have a tremendous amount of information, but I can be helpful to you in that I can show you how to get your immune system as strong as possible. Realize the immune system, without a doubt, is the best doctor in the world.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So whatever therapy you may be undergoing, whether you take the traditional, they call it traditional, it's really the modern approach, which is chemotherapy, radiation, surgery. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily useless. Sometimes it's beneficial. The problem is that it's usually so damaging because they use so much of these toxic chemicals. And radiation, of course, has terrible side effects. So I can at least help you to withstand the treatment if that's how you decide to go better. Because if your immune system is stronger, if you're detoxifying, if your nutrition is better, etc., don't you think you're going to handle those stressful and very toxic situations better?
Absolutely. I agree.
And don't you think you'll have a better outcome in the end? Because you will have not have destroyed your immune system. You will have not have had as much tissue damage. You will not have as much inflammation, etc.
This is what one lady saying, I refuse radiation.
Well, no, I understand. Now, you see, here's the thing. And another person asked, am I familiar with the Gerson therapy? And the answer is yes. I have a great deal of respect for Dr. Gerson. I mean, he's passed, but his work was fantastic. And in fact, I incorporate some of Dr. Gerson's work in my suggestions. So the answer is yes, I think Dr. Gerson was fantastic.
That is awesome. Well, Dr. Drucker, is there anything else you want to share with us today before we let you go back? Because I know you are busy. You're working from morning to late night because you have so many of patients, they're already coming to you, but also so many of us to reach out.
Well, yeah, sure. Excuse me. I'm very dry. I haven't even had a cup of tea or anything today yet. But
I'm sorry.
What I wanted to say was that where there's life, there's hope. That you want to find the cause of your individual condition if you have an illness. If you're in good health, you want to maintain that health. The best way is to get and maintain the healthiest immune system you probably can. And that's where I can help anyone, man, woman, or child. I'm not your doctor. I can just provide information. I don't charge for the advice. So I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
So anyway, in any case, so anyone can call me anytime. You know, I know it's a bit unusual, and I may not be able to answer the phone, but my phone will capture your number, and I'll call you back.
That's right. You always have.
I like a friendly second opinion. But like I say, I'm not officially your physician. I'm not going to contradict what your doctor is doing. That your relationship with whatever doctor or therapist is completely up to you. But you might want a little additional information or a second opinion. I've written my book, The Code of Life, with a tremendous amount of good information. The 3 websites are loaded with information. HealTheRootCause.com, drronpdrucker.com, and LifesavingFormulas.com. I want you to know I do not sell any of the immune modulators. I'm simply a research advisor.
Yes.
Or an educator. I do not sell those products whatsoever.
And you know what I love about Autoimmune and the DigestorQ and the whole products, because I'm using the products. But before I even met you, or there is a nurse online. I mean, a nurse that you can call from the DigestorQ, and she is helping you and guide you. And when she came to her, like, I don't know, let me hand you over to Dr. Drucker because you are experienced. And like I say, it's phenomenal how all of you work together to give us this amazing foundation for our own life. I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Stella.
Well, Dr. Drucker, we wish you the best and many blessings. And I know this is not our last time we will chat, because until October, we will pull on you. We will pull on your wisdom and all the great information you have inside of you. We will do more of these chats, but we definitely look forward to you in October to have you here in person, and looking forward to you just one-on-one meetings. I love it.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it as well. And again, anyone can call me, 954-547-0487. I'm not your doctor. There's no fee. It's just for information.
That's right. I love it. Well, thank you, Dr. Drucker. You have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you the next time.
Okay, very good.